Hi everybody. Sorry. Just preparing. Just waiting for people to log in. Just wait for me a bit. Hey. Hi everyone, this is Brother JPaul Hernandez and welcome to this new Facebook Live show that I'll be doing. I'll be doing this Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And it's gonna be on every 6 p.m. It's about for our finances. All my friends who are preachers are preaching the word, and I wanted to do it. I'm preaching every Sunday for the feast, but then this season is really talking to my heart because I believe people need this message and people need to be blessed. So I hope that this message touches you. So if you have any questions at any point in time, just ask below, and I think I can see it, so just ask below, guys. All right, anytime. All right. So I have been doing FB Lives for a while, so I hope you get blessed. All right, please tag, like, comment, and share. All right, so my message for today is called "Prepare Your Personal Finances for a Global Recession." I know everyone is in lockdown or quarantine all over the world, and the sad thing, some people don't take it seriously, especially abroad. But here in the Philippines, I believe that we're doing a great job. At least we're trying. A lot of us are trying our best. The problem is, what happens next? What happens after this? So some of the companies did not nagtanggal ng trabaho, but what happens after that? Like after the lockdown, after the quarantine. So when everything goes back to normal, will everything be really normal? Because a lot of businesses have lost money. So mahirap talaga. And what happens to you? So I just don't want you to be caught off guard. I want to help you, to prepare you, especially if you are a provider for your family. So hi Jane. So I just want you to really be blessed. All right. So according to the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, the managing director of the International Monetary Fund, the country or the world, sorry, the world is now entering a global recession. So the last recession happened in 2008, affected so many jobs. And what happens in the recession is a lot of people default. So ano yung default sa loan? Yung hindi na sila makapagbayad. So maraming masama nangyayari. And the financial side is just the start of it. But what happens if people don't have a job? Or people don't have money? People get depressed. They do drugs, broken families, nag-aaway, mga nagmamahalan. So many bad things happen because of lack of financial provision. And people don't go to school. I remember in the 90s when I was studying, I have a friend of mine who stopped studying in our school because it was an Asian crisis, a financial Asian crisis. And nawalan siya ng trabaho yung dad niya because his dad was in the construction business. And he was taken out of our school because, they could not pay for the tuition. And, that friend of mine was really affected so bad because, syempre, napahiya. The parents had para naghihiwalay na kasi nag-aaway about money. They had so many loans and all of those things. So a lot of things that matter to us are always affected by money. So money is not the most important thing, but everything important to us needs money. So I want you to be financially prepared and financially ready and financially strong because according to the IMF, what will happen is that yes, after this maybe maybe June, July, August, everything will be okay. But the long-term effects will stay up to 2021, 2022. So I don't know. I mean, just really worried for a lot of people I know who don't have jobs anymore. Freelancers, the wedding industry, a lot of them just don't have income and talagang tipid. And I'm just really worried. Whew. So I'll start with sharing a story. 2008, I was a human resource practitioner, HR person, and it was the 2008-2009, the global financial crisis happened because in the US, a lot of companies, big companies in the US like Goldman Sachs, Lehman Brothers, they collapsed because of bad loans. So di makapagbayad yung mga tao, so nag-collapse, and a lot of people were jobless. So I was an HR personnel for call center. So, of course, so no jobs in the US means kailangan nilang mag-lay off sa call centers. So, I remember there was a time we were laying off about 30 to 50 people a day. And lasted for how many months. I would, instead of recruiting, we were focused on when I entered the office, I would receive this envelope or this email na sabihin, okay, ito yung mga mawawalan ng trabaho, itong wave na to, or itong team na to. So before the shift starts, you have to meet them outside, gather them, tell them na wala ng trabaho. We'll try to, lipat sila sa ibang call center account. But if hindi kaya, we'll just have to let them go. And I remember there was this one grandfather who shared to me na, paano na, ito na yung source of income ko, kasi wala na tumatanggap sa akin because I'm old, it's really breaking my heart. A lot of them were financially struggling. A lot of our agents were breadwinners. Some were, either their parents cannot provide for them, or they got pregnant easily, early at young age. The father or the mother got pregnant easily, so it was a big struggle for their family, and it was really breaking my heart, and it was really stressful. I remember I was really young then. Tumaas kagad yung blood pressure ko kasi nga sobrang stress. But you know what? 2010 until this decade, the 2020s, everything just got better and better. People just needed to how do you say this? People just needed to ride the storm. And what happened then? You see, God provided before, and then God will provide again. So if God provided before during that crisis, God will provide again during this crisis that we have right now. So it's stressful, but I tell you, if God provided for you before, He will do it again. You just have to have a lot of faith. God will bless you. God will protect you. But we also need to do our part in God's protection and God's blessing and all of that. So I'm asking you to do your part. Alright? So, how is the coronavirus affecting the whole world? Today, I was watching the stats in the US. So the US, hindi pa nila sobrang sineseryoso yung coronavirus. So people are still, some of them are normal, how do you say this, normal lifestyle, and people are getting affected every day and people don't know it. So, and now just because of what's happening in New York and some areas in the States, just in the States, there are now 3.28 million people who are jobless, and they haven't peaked in the coronavirus situation. So grabe, imagine mo, 3.28 million people don't have jobs just in the States. So imagine how much more people are affected by this pandemic all over the world. And I was reading an article saying that the companies here in the Philippines, people won't lose jobs during the enhanced community quarantine. Yes, that's until April 14. And I don't want to be a bearer of bad news. I don't want to make you panic and all of that. But what happens after April 14? Is everyone's jobs and financial income and all of those provisions, will we still be safe? I'm not sure. And I just rather be safe and sure than sorry. I mean, I'd rather be na mali na, oh, may pera palang dumating. So, buti na nagtipid ako. Kesa na inubos ko lahat ng pera ko ngayon, I just didn't care, didn't prepare, and in the next coming months, hindi ako just biglang, ay, nag-worsen pa pala, that would be really bad, right? So, I'd rather be prepared and be wrong than not take it seriously and then, have a problem. Especially for those who are watching this, please invite them. For those who are watching this, who are breadwinners, who have single income, who are not financially secure, just really, really need this message. So, yeah, I mean, the thing is this. After April 14 or after the coronavirus pandemic is done, the world will never be the same again. Everything will look different. Everything will be different. And we need to see the world different. There will be jobs who are not yet there anymore. There will be new jobs that will be needed. So I need you to prepare for the best. So, who are suffering the most? Micro entrepreneurs and small businesses, because we don't have the same budget as big companies. But you see, if you work for a big conglomerate, I mean, they're doing their best. I believe they're doing their best to protect you. But imagine this, maybe next month, the next coming month, 6 months, 1 year, these big companies that you're working for, they have also debt. May loans na kinuha yan to grow and all of that. So they would be needing, and then the profits are not the same. So companies are paying big and the profits are not the same. So they need to lessen their expenses. So what's one way to quickly lessen expenses is to fire people, for people to lose their jobs. So what happens, a lot of people will really be affected more and more in the next coming months. And if that becomes you, I just want you to be prepared. And even if you hate your job right now, just maybe be committed, because honestly, they're paying the bills and it's keeping you safe, protecting you. So I want you to be safe in that aspect, right? So just this, the Department of Labor and Employment promised 5,000 pesos, di ba? Sa those who are affected by the work from home and all of that. It's 2 weeks since then, and our HR checked earlier, kamusta na, because we also applied because our company was affected by this. So he said, "Uy pare, I think Dole is prioritizing companies who were really affected and who were really had to shut down." So, inuuna nila. And then the medyo bad news is that only 71 companies have been approved for that benefit. And I was saying, like, what? 71 companies? Ang dami ng kumpanya sa Pilipinas. Marami pang may kailangan yan. So, I was really like worried because there are so many people na no work, no pay. Some of our employees, so we're in a skeletal situation right now. No work, no pay. And I'm really worried for them. Why? Because most of them are providers. And ano papakain nila? Ano papaaral nila sa pamilya nila? And that really got me worried. And I'm just really praying for their families. So if I believe companies and the government, they're doing their best. And this is not a political message, but it's not enough. So you have to take care of yourself. You have to take care of your loved ones. You have to take care of each other, and we have to just deal with the reality. All right. So this is it. Everyone's affected everywhere in the world. As long as you're a living human being, we are affected by this crisis. Not just now, but after this, financially, we will all be affected, economically, governments, and all of that. So we will all be affected, right? So next is don't blame people if you're suffering right now. Nobody wanted this, dude. Nobody wants this. And then we'll just have to deal with reality. Sometimes we have a tendency to just escape, but Netflix na lang. I mean, that's not bad. We need to relax. But we have to face the reality that bad things are happening to our country, to everywhere in the world, and we need to face our finances properly. And this is my message. Are you ready? God will provide. I'm just discussing to you the realities of life and we need to face and be practical. But the promise is this: God will provide. So if you agree with me, just write it below, comment below. God will provide, so that you're declaring to yourself, you're declaring to people, or post it to others, God will provide, right? God will provide. So I'm just preaching to you right now. God will provide. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be stressful. It's gonna be, panicky at times. But I promise you, God will always provide. Right? So here are the financial tips that I'm gonna give to you. Number one, save your cash. My wife and I are doing this. We're forcing ourselves to intermittent fasting. What do I mean? Kasi if kain kami ng kain 5 times a day, ubos kagad yung grocery, wala pang 1 week, ubos kagad. So, what we did, I love eating. Dude, ang sarap kumain. And, sarap kumain. Pero I have to stop myself so that we don't spend so much. So, I'm forcing myself to intermittent fasting. I don't eat breakfast. I just eat lunch and dinner and maybe a fruit in between, and then have coffee. Just so that we can ration our food ng mas maluwag. So that's one way we're really saving up. And alam mo, sobrang tempted na ako mag-milk tea. Bukas kasi yung milk tea sa mga Grab delivery, di ba? Hindi naman masama yun. But I'm just saying na parang excess expense siya for me. And hindi siya enough. Sayang eh. For me, it's luho siya ngayon. So, right now, I'm asking you to tighten your belt. And after this quarantine, alam ko meron sa ating gusto mag-travel kagad sa US, sa Boracay, or buy that shoe. I remember before this, kami sa office, malapit kasi sa office namin sa Marikina yung factory ng Converse. And they're going on sale, 70 off. So, Chuck Taylor, gusto ko bumili ng Chuck Taylor na yung parang cream. And sabi ko, oh man, nung nag-lockdown, hindi na ako nakabili kasi sarado yung office. So, after this quarantine, I need to stop myself because I want that shoe, but it's a luxury that I don't need at this moment or in the next few months. So, yeah, stop after this. So now, tipid. And next month, after the quarantine is over, if it's over, I'm asking you to stop luxurious buys and tipid ka muna, tipid. Save as much cash as you have. Tighten your belt because we don't know how long this issue will last. Really save money. Next is this. Create another income stream. So after this, maybe you can create another income stream. For example, do Transportify. Another day, nag-Lazmart kami for grocery. So it's cool. So you just order your groceries online. And then dumating sa bahay is expander. Tapos nakipagkwentuhan pa ako, of course, social distancing. And nalaman ko yung guy, para siyang Transportify, para siyang Lalamove. So you have a car and then you apply for Lazada. And I'm not sponsored by them. I wish I am, but I'm not. So what they do is, parang Grab and parang Lalamove. So you get bookings. So that guy can make that an income. So for example, ikaw, after that, if you have a car, maybe do something like that. Do Transportify, Lalamove, Lazmart, delivery, or sell investments, whatever you can sell. Whatever side income you do, ano bang sideline, side hustle na pwede mong gawin, just do it because we don't know what's gonna happen in the next year. It's really gonna be hard. For example, I do talks. So I was thinking, okay, next month, 2 months from now, will companies keep their budget for talks? Diba? So if I get talks, praise God, sobrang blessing yan. It's gonna be a good income. But what if I don't? What if the companies that I give talks to, they have to save their budget for whatever to keep profit and all of that, to stay afloat so they can keep their employees? I need to be prepared. So focusing really on pivoting the speaking business somewhere else, figuring it out right now, and then just focus growing on our logistics business, and that's it. So just really need to be prepared, and I don't know, probably write more books, monetize content creation, really figuring it out, just to be prepared for the next coming months and probably 1 or 2 years. So a third message, so number 1, save your cash. Number 2, create another income stream. Number 3, pay your debts aggressively. So basically, kunyari, ang kailangan mo bayaran is 1K. Maybe try your best to pay 1.5 or 2K to pay your debt or loan as fast as possible. Why? During this time, when banks need money, or when it's a very trivial situation financially for the whole world, what happens is yung interest nagka-fluctuate, pwedeng tumaas yung mga credit card bills natin, your interest rates. So kung hindi tayo napagbayad, we're dead. So just in case we don't, I hope it doesn't happen, but if interest rates fluctuate, tayo mismong consumers yung pinaka-affected, because we won't be able to, deal with it. Sobrang lalaki yung loans natin or debts or whatever that is that we have. So please pay your debt aggressively as fast as possible, or minimize them. Bawasan mo na sila. Like kunyari, meron kong 5 credit card, so bawasan mo kagad yung pinakamaliit, and then yung next na maliit, then yung third, fourth, and then fifth, so that you can just really be as cash flow, as free as you can. Alright? As liquid as you can. Number 4, so if you are invested in the market, in the stocks, or in gold, or whatever, crypto, whatever you have, so ngayon mura. I remember I bought Jollibee stocks last January or late last year for about 250 pesos, and now it's at 90 pesos. Luging-lugi, parang bagsak na bagsak yung market. But then I just have to don't panic. It's just a season. It will be over. God will provide. Keep it there. So just keep it there. So for example, this 2 weeks, I have Ayala Land and BDO shares. And kahit maliit, kumita pa rin ako ng konting dividends. I think BDO gave 30 centavos per share. So it's not a substantial income. But then I said, wow, we're in lockdown, profit is bad for banks and all of those companies that I'm invested in, but they're still giving dividends. So may bumabalik pa rin. So just imagine if umakyat na ulit yung market, naka-recover na tayo, yung buong mundo, those incomes will just get better and bigger again, and then babalik sa'yo. So if you have any investment, stay invested. And if you have cash to spare, 1 or 2K, 500, whatever, invest. Buy slow. According to one of my favorite mentors online, Dave Ramsey, he said, slow and steady will win the race. So just, dahan-dahan lang, don't panic, don't be too excited as well. Invest in companies that you're familiar with, and then industries that you are in love with. Hindi dahil mura siya, bili ka doon. So just go to the Philippine Stock Exchange Index. So ano yung index? Ito yung top 30 companies na sa stock exchange ng Philippines, and that's based, dun din natin binibase yung growth ng Philippine stock market. So yun dun din binibase na New York Stock Exchange Index and all of that. So the top companies of each country, dun binibase yung index nila. Alright? So yeah, if just please, so for example, I invest in Call Financial, so you can invest in BDO or BPI Trade, whatever, or First Securities, whatever works for you, do that. So to open a Call Financial account, you just need 1K, and it's up to you. So yung 1K na yun, usable na, and you don't actually need to go to their office anymore. Just do everything online, and then you can do online bank transfers, and then buy the stocks, and then ano pa ba? And then just buy cheap and then wait for it to grow again. So just buy blue chip companies, or for example, you wanna takot ka sa stock market, do a mutual fund, so it's safer like that. So dami, Sun Life, BDO, BPI, hindi ko memorize yung mga mutual funds. For me, for me and my son, Gray, may dalawa kaming investments sa mutual funds. It's ATR, ATRAM, ATR Asset Management. So the minimum there is 1,000 start. And I think about 100 pesos na, chip in, or 500 pesos. So it's a little bit affordable. So it's gonna be for companies that are growing right now. And so mura mo siya mabibili kasi bagsak na yung market, di ba? So, biglang, pag angat siya, edi okay. For example, it's for me because I don't have so much liquid cash pambili ng stocks. So, one of the most expensive stocks in the Philippines is PLDT. And PLDT pays great dividends. But they were at 3,000 pesos per share start of the year. Mahal! Kasi you need about minimum 5 shares para makabili. So, mahal. So, where do you get that? Meaning, maubos yung pera mong pang personal expenses. But I was able to buy, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, because bumagsak ang kanilang share, PLDT price per share to about 900 pesos or 800 pesos. I was able to buy, and yeah, I mean, it's really good. Because this company right now, PLDT, everyone's using it for internet, right? And then they already have a contract with Verizon, and they're growing again. So once that PLDT, companies like PLDT, after this, kumikita sila kasi tayo nagbabayad ng internet, so may kita pa rin sila kahit ngayon naka-quarantine. So they have income, unlike other companies. So after this quarantine, when the market goes up, lalo pang lalaki income. So yung nabili kong 900 pesos per share na dating 3K, mag-grow ulit yun. So I'm really trying my best to buy more. So I hope we have extra cash. So there, so lahat ng mababa ngayon aangat ulit. Why? Because God provides. God will bless us, alright? So yeah, so yun. So I hope that's one way to prepare for this. It's really save your cash, create another income stream, pay your debts aggressively. If you're invested, stay invested, or invest slowly. And I want to leave with this. I don't know what's going to happen in the next few months, but I'd rather be prepared than panic because we're not prepared. They say, this one beautiful saying, failing to plan is planning to fail. So right now, my career, I have a business and an essential business. So I believe God, maayos yan. It's hard, but I'll have income. But for those who will be in a industry that is heavily affected by the coronavirus, I pray for you. And yeah, I just really pray that God will just bless you. I declare that, not just pray, I declare God will provide. So I want to create more every MWF, 6 p.m., just financial updates, what you can do, and just really prepare financially. And this message, we will overcome this crisis and we will win. Amen? So we will win. And thank you for everyone who watched and messaged. Thank you, Jane. Thank you, my wife. Thank you, James. Thank you, Jed. Thank you, Conrad. Thank you, Ali. Thank you, Ten. Thank you, Melay. Thank you, Joseph. Miss ko na kayo. Thank you, Tin. Thank you, Presh. Thank you, Zarina. Yeah, stay safe as well. Thank you, John Bax. Thank you for all being here. If you have messages, questions on God's provision, God's blessing, finances, personal finances, or what business you can do, you can message me. I'll answer it every MWF, just to help you and help everyone during this situation, especially this quarantine season. Just message me and I'll answer it. All right. Thank you, Cherise, for being here. And yeah, can I pray for you? Father, I declare that you will provide for everyone financially, that you will bless us, that you are in control, that we will not panic, that you are the master of the house, and you will heal all the sick. You will bless those, Father, who have very expensive medical bills right now. Lord, especially for my friends who are dealing with the coronavirus personally, who lost family members and still need to pay expensive medical bills. those fathers are losing jobs right now or panicking about your provision or their cash flow, Lord, please bless them and just please protect everyone that we love. And just thank you for being here with us, Father. Amen. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you again on Wednesday. God bless you. See ya. Message me.